Star Trek's in trouble again. Why is being a fan of this series so hard? Warner Brothers Discovery wants to merge with Paramount, which would mean that Star Trek would then be under their banner, which kind of feels like they're like, well, Disney has the MCU and Star Wars. What if we got the DCU and Star Trek? And then they'd probably write off a bunch of the shows I really enjoy, and that... Why does this always happen? Anytime Star Trek starts to get good, canceled. Gotta wait a decade for people to remember it's good again. So the guys that could not get the most popular comic book characters of all time all together on screen to take off amongst the general audience are now going to be in charge of my comfort show. Yay! The people who couldn't get one of the most beloved characters to ever grace the screen. He's a big blue Boy Scout. Why is it so hard to make him likable? Every other character that people like right now is derivative of him. Omni-Man, Homelander, all of them derivative of him, the big blue Boy Scout. Why is it so hard to make people like him in a movie? Please, James Gunn. Please do a good job, please. When I worked as a paramedic, I wore a Superman S under my shirt every single day, every shift I ever worked. Because sometimes little kids get hurt, and you gotta, find a way to make them feel better. And the way I did it was I'd unbutton the shirt, they'd see the Superman S, they'd look at my face in these glasses, and they would calm down. That's how much power that guy has. I also did it so I could tell women that story. So please don't ruin my other comfort show, the what if the military was unequivocally good in a post-scarcity society where you got to have military ranks and fight in big wars, but it was with all your buddies on a cool science exploration ship? What if the American military was unequivocally the good guys again? But Pat, they're not the American military. What do you know about Gene Roddenberry? Why do you think they fly around on the USS Enterprise? Why don't you go look up the history of the USS Enterprise? Why don't you go look up where he got his inspiration for Kirk and Riker and... I forgot Wesley's name for a moment. Just a moment. I'm so sorry. It's also theater. My other love. The military and theater. The two things that I've done in my life that felt shockingly similar and made me feel like I had purpose, other than writing. But it also has that. My three favorite things. Writing and theater and the military. Hey, we got this famous Elizabethan actor to come and do long monologues and do these little plays in a bottle. We got playwrights to come in to write these episodes because a 5-act structure works better for the commercial breaks. And frankly, we do not have the special effects to do anything else, so all these characters need to talk a whole bunch. And you know who knows how to do that? People who write plays. Sometimes they just put on plays, or we watch the robot play the flute. No, wait, we watch the captain play the flute. The android plays a violin. If they cancel Lower Decks, I'll never be okay again. I've rewatched that a dozen times now. I just put it on whenever I'm like, I need to feel better. I'm gonna put on Lower Decks. The comedy satire version of my favorite thing. Strange New Worlds is also wonderful and good. Don't write that off for taxes, please. What happened to antitrust? What happened to that? Why does everything have to be owned by 5 companies? Clearly, that's not good. There should be a law that if your piece of intellectual property becomes a cultural icon, it's no longer yours, and the government steps in to make sure that cultural... Okay, no, this is definitely not a law that we should make. What's funny is these companies are already working with the U.S. military to make sure that they portray the military in the light that the DoD finds appropriate when they make these comic book movies. So, I've sort of stumbled into a different video, but... Stop ruining the things I love, corporations. These cultural icons are bigger than you, and they'll outlast you. Stop making it so difficult to enjoy them in the interim. Interim? Video over!